Coach, coming in off another really complete game from your group, bringing that same success from the home to the road against a Toronto team that's doing well right now, what are the focuses?
Same thing, like playing a complete 200-foot game. I feel like is important every night. Never mind against the top teams in the league. We found some success being focused on that here recently. It's important against Toronto because they got a lot of firepower and they've been defending really well, at least in the recent past. Like looking at their last 10 games or so, it's tough to create scoring chances against these guys. So being dialed in all aspects of our game will be important.
The biggest challenge you see with Matthews?
Keeping him from putting the puck in the net. It's simple. Like if he finds space, with his release and his ability, like that line's doing a really nice job of checking the puck back in the offensive zone, sustaining his own time. And if you allow them to do that, they're going to eventually find time and space to put the puck to the net. They've been gritty around the net, so finding different ways to score as a group. And so, I mean, you got to check them hard, and you got to make sure you're spending as little time as possible in the D zone.
Nate seems to set an impossibly high standard for himself all the time. But with his play first half of the year, do you think he's come close to matching his level of expectations for himself?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's happy with the way he plays. It doesn't mean he's not going to continue to push to try and be better every single night. Like, that's just who he is. Like, once he reaches a bar, he's going to raise the bar again and try to push towards it again. Like, that's the competitor in him and the perfectionist in himself. But I think if you chatted with him as a whole, what he's done and what he's been able to do the first half, he'd be satisfied. But it's not his big picture, right? All he thinks about is winning and winning long term. So I would say that until that's accomplished, he's not going to be too happy.
Why do you think he has been able to score at a higher rate than, like, he's on pace for a career high, which is pretty impressive for a guy like him? Kel mentioned the physicality. Like, what are you seeing from McKinnon that's allowing him to do this?
Yeah, I think there's maybe a touch more of that in his game. It's always been there. Like he's been a pretty heavy competitor for us for years. But I think this year, the consistency, like it's every game, very few bad games, very few nights off, or the conditioning side of it, the preparation side of it, which has always been there, is just reaching new heights, and it's allowing him to play at a very high level on a nightly basis. And that preparation is not just physical, it's mental as well.
Josh Manson's been day to day. How's he looking for tonight?
He's going to be in tonight. Yeah, he's feeling good enough to play. Obviously, it's a day-to-day injury, and it's taken him a little bit to feel real confident in it. But this morning after skating, told us he's in.
No Val out there either. Is he just?
He's under the weather. Yeah, so what's been going through our team here, missing guys here and there. He's the latest casualty of that, but I'm expecting him to play tonight as well.
Lecky an option?
No.
Georgie back in net?
Yeah.
Bo's been out there just kind of doing some stuff with the stick. Is he anywhere near coming back?
I don't have a timeline on Bo yet. It's still nothing too serious, but, I mean, he hasn't even hit the ice yet, so I don't think he'll be an option for the next couple of games likely.
Can you confirm who's coming out for Josh?
It'll be Jones.
Nate just kind of campaigned for Cale to win the Norris, and Cale said that his game has been average so far this year. Just wondering where you
Yeah, I think that's standard coming from guys like Cale and Mac. They have the same mentality, right? Like real high expectations for themselves, for our team. I love that about those two guys. Clearly having an exceptional season again, so he's definitely in the mix. He'd be my vote, no question, knowing what he does for our team. But I think that's pretty standard response from Cale.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah,
Great.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.